So we've been looking at the Bloodline Ascendancies that are out. All of them are out, but the Breach, I'm sure the Breach won't be out. We will have to discover it by ourselves. They're in the game, which is fine. And with the Bloodline Ascendancies, the one that is most appealing to me has been the Pharaoh Bloodline. I am doing a Inquisitor Energy Blade build. I've done a league start already, did the full campaign run. There is videos for that. I'll link in the description below. You can check that out. It has a POB, ran with a Firestorm. All of the skill tree nodes and skill gems that I used are on the POB. If you wish to check that out, with the Bloodlines out on the website, we can, kind of theory craft on what is the next step to our builds. And I'm gonna be honest, the one that is most appealing to me, let's go over this one here, Hunt Leader. Now, Hunt Leader, what it does, it triggers a level 20 Spectral Tiger on critical strike. Summons a Spectral Tiger companion that attacks nearby enemies, dies after duration. Each Tiger grants you a buff that increases critical strike chance, increases attack and cast speed. If you have the maximum number of them, refresh the duration and life of the existing one instead. So what's not here is how many tigers can you have? What is the maximum limit? And what is the increase percentage to the critical strike chance, attack, and cast speed? Now, let's say if it's a good roll, right? And you can summon, I don't know, some crazy amount of tigers. This is going to be very good with what I have planned for endgame. I am going to go switch towards a cast on crit build. So we will be critting a lot, and then we will be critting even more with the increased critical strike chance and cast speed. That's going to help out our style of play with the Energy Blade. Another one that I was also looking at is going down this path here. Let me loosen this up for you guys. Going down here, so you can only summon one Spectre if you go down this path. So that means you can only have one Tiger for one of these passives that you get here. And the one that's most appealing to me is this one here. You summon one of the Pharaoh Wild Presence, and they gain 3 additional modifiers for you. But the aura that they grant gives you increased attack speed. Now this actually shows you 20% increased attack and cast and movement speed, and it prevents action speed from being lower below the base value, which is actually very good, especially in endgame. You don't want to be slowed for any reason. As soon as you're slowed, your damage decreases, and that's usually when you are in trouble. That's another option we can go for. These other ones are okay. I mean, this one's also good. Grants 100% increased damage, regenerate 3% life per second, and cannot be stunned. The cannot be stunned is very strong. Now the 3% life, I'm not sure if I'm gonna be doing CI or not. I mean, maybe convert my health or life regeneration to my energy shield. Maybe this will help regenerating energy shield. That could be a thing. But then this other one, I mean, this really doesn't apply to me. Increased accuracy rating, 120% increased critical strike chance is good. Take no extra damage from critical hits. It's pretty good, but the increased accuracy rating just really doesn't apply to me at all in what I'm trying to do. So let's go slowly towards the other ascendancies. Now I looked at this one too. Is this the one with the herald? I don't really run heralds like that. I see this might be very strong for other builds. Now converting your damage to another sort of damage just seems a bit janky to me, if that's the right word. I wish this was more so as you gain a percentage as extra chaos damage for these 3 types of damages. Now that one might be a bit, overpowered, but converting 50% of your damage to chaos damage just seems a bit it seems like you would have to invest more heavily into chaos damage more so this will be, you know, viable. Now curses, we don't really do curses. Buffs, like I said, herald buffs. Coming down here, is this the one? Now people are talking about this one. That's a funny name, but you take 40% less damage from hits. Massive damage reduction right there. For 4 seconds after each hit take, lose life equal to 40% of the damage taken from that hit. That means you get hit and you take 40% less damage from the hit, but then after 4 seconds, you lose equal to 40% of the damage taken when you were hit. I don't know about you guys, but like 4 seconds, you know, a lot can happen in that 4 seconds. And if you build up enough like damage in those 4 seconds, it could just make your character go pop, you know? So you have to somehow heavily invest in defense, mitigation, so you can actually survive that pop, you know, with life regen or anything like that. So that way, when the 4 seconds are up, you know, you can survive that pop. Non-cluster jewels socketed in your passive tree have no effect. Non-cluster jewels socketed in your passive tree have no effect. I can't use that. I need certain jewels that are not cluster jewels to make some things work. For example, I'm pretty sure you can't socket timeless jewels. They will have no effect if you do this node here, and I'm pretty much going to be using some timeless jewels in my build. So Energy Blade that I'm going for, I can't use this. But these two nodes here do look very powerful for late game, or late end game, I should say. This one, this one's actually really funny. The Misty Reflection skill, dash backwards. When I read this, dash backwards, I just stopped reading the rest of it. There's no reason for me to be dashing backwards. This is not Path of Exile 2. In Path of Exile 1, there's no reason for you to be going backwards at all. It's always forward. As fast as you can, forward. When I said dash backwards, I was like, okay, yeah, this is not, I'm not a freaking bow user in Path of Exile 2, flipping around and stuff, or using a spear, so I'm not going to be using that. Coming down here, bear with me, guys, I'm using my laptop. This one over here, straight up minion stuff, it doesn't really apply to us at all. I mean, the first one, Feral, it was kind of like Spectral, but you do get massive bonuses by having them. This is pretty much buffing the minions and Spectres you have for you, especially this one if you want to stack some extra cast speed, damage, even defense, really. Per raise Spectral, sometimes you can summon Skeletons for more spell damage. Now, I don't know if I can summon a bunch of Skeletons with like a cast on crit build to increase my spell damage with the skeletons that I'm summoning from the cast on crit. I'm really not sure. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think you can summon skeletons or summon any minions with cast on crit. I might be wrong. I really can't remember. I haven't really played minion builds in Path of Exile 1, so I can't say if that can be viable or not. But that would be cool if you keep summoning skeletons with your cast on crit. The more skeletons you have, the more spell damage you increase. Hence, you know, Energy Blade will increase your overall damage with more spell damage. Or you could do raise zombies for anyone who's doing attack damage. Raging Spirits is a strange one too. You could get some cast speed, but I think 2% is a bit low for that. And then these other ones, I mean, minion damage, minion life. Yeah, it's all minion stuff. Now, this one here is another one that Energy Blade can use to be helpful. Now, where is it? Where is it? Oh, here it is. Let me zoom in on this. Discipline has 50% increase aura effect while you have no power charges. Discipline gives you more energy shield. Energy shield with Energy Blade scales the damage, and then you add on Spell Blade for your spell. You get even more DPS for your spell. Now, Discipline having 50% increased aura is really good for both having survivability, because Energy Shield is our, our shield for us, and it, scales our damage because of Energy Blade. I don't think I'm gonna be using power charges, so this could heavily be a great option for me to go for. Wrath. I really don't care about Wrath. I mean, I think I'm gonna be scaling my crit chance very well. But Discipline here, because I won't be going for power charges, I think this would be a great choice as well if I don't do with the Feral Bloodline. Now, the Feral Bloodline, let me go back up, is gonna be my first choice because of this passive here. Now, Hunt Leader might not be the best choice, but it seems like it's going to be the most fun choice for me. And looking at the POB with the Inquisitor, when we're looking at the Ascendancy nodes for the Inquisitor, when I'm leveling up, I will be taking these 2 nodes here for the campaign and probably early maps. Later on, once I get Cruel, or yeah, once I get my 3rd node, I would take these 2 nodes off. So we could take these 2 nodes off, and then I will put in these 2 nodes here. So I have a total of 3 total labs finished. So this one will give me increased critical strike chance with strength or intelligence, whichever one's lower. We are stacking both strength and intelligence. And then this one will have us do penetrate enemy elemental resistance with non-critical strike chance strikes. Also, critical strikes ignore enemy monster elemental resistance, which is going to be a huge damage dealer. And then for our 4th point, like, we can go and get elemental resistance and more elemental damage, just more elemental damage. But our 4th point isn't really as strong as our 3 points here, and that's why I'm looking for 1 point where I can spend. I just need 1 node somewhere where it's going to make the build a bit more fun. Me personally, I want it to be more fun than just trying to make it as strong as possible, because trying to make a build as strong as possible can be draining, especially if things don't work out with the market, or you're just not getting certain drops, or maybe you keep dying, some things aren't clicking. Now, going for something more fun that's, doable can lead to you having more fun and doing more DPS on top of that, because now you're more engaged into making a fun build for you to play consistently, and hence you'll collect more currency, more gear, because you're having more fun playing it, and then eventually you'll get more powerful that way. And I think Hunt Leader will be a very good choice for me to do, especially once I transition to a cast on crit build. I just hope we can summon more than 3 tigers, and then the percentage for cast speed is pretty good. I will be trying, if I do go with the Blood Feral or Feral Bloodline, I will also try Wild Will to see how that is. That will probably be my first choice. Now, I also would try out this node here, where we get 50% increase aura effect for Discipline. I mean, that's just going to increase our damage and survivability overall, if the Feral Bloodline doesn't work out like I intended to. I really hope they're going to release the percentages, but I mean, I'm not going to be mad if they don't. We'll just have to find out on our own. And I think the last one, Orloth, I mean, this is all about ward. I don't think I want to do anything dealing with ward. I'm not actually familiar. I'm going to be honest. I'm not familiar with ward. I've never used ward. in Path of Exile 1 because I believe you get this from Expedition, and Expedition is one of my least favorite mechanics in Path of Exile 1. I'm sorry for all my Expedition fans out there. I just, I just don't like it. I don't like the fact that I have to stop and place the dynamites down and all that. I mean, I'm sure it's fun for, everyone else or whoever likes it, but Expedition is not for me. I want something that I don't have to stop and do every so often. And with Beastery, it's going to be easier to farm because the main point of this is just killing monsters, killing the beast, capturing them, and, going and fighting the boss. And hopefully we can get this Ascendancy node here. Hopefully Hunt Leader is strong. If it's not, I will try out Wild Will as well. And then if, if I don't see that it's very strong, because later on in the end game, I think Hunt Leader, I don't know how strong these tigers are going to be. Maybe they might get one-shotted in like the juicier maps. So if that happens, I will probably just lean forward and get the 50% more discipline, 50% increased discipline aura effect with no power charges. That would be good. Now, let me see this one too. I was looking at this one too, but the only one I could see helping out is the first line. So action speed cannot be modified to below base value if you have equipped boots with no socketed gems. So you're gonna have to give up 4 gems. You can use the one that's you cannot be stunned. That's a strong one for any spellcasters out there, or anyone who's stacking energy shield. One of the pet peeves of playing just energy shield base is you can usually get stunned. And this is a huge one, but you have to have no socketed gems in your equipped helmet. And sometimes that could be a problem, especially if you have a build that requires, as much skill gems as you can. But yeah, looking at the POB, I do have a leveling guide out. I will probably link the videos in the description below as well of my Templar that I've been using in the campaign that I will play on League Start. Yeah, that's it, guys. Thank you for watching the video. I'm not a big PoE creator. I played Path of Exile 1 for a long time, but I've started making builds consistently for it as well. I've done Path of Exile 2 in other games, Borderlands, stuff like that. You could check out my channel, LugoHQ. I do multi-stream on YouTube, Twitch, and Kick. I will be, streaming the Path of Exile new league coming up. If you want to drop by, say what's up, ask questions about the build. I'm not as good as these other content creators, the veterans of the game. I'm sure they have way more knowledge than I do. I'm not going to say that my build is the best or anything like that, but I would just put it out there to help anyone who wants an idea or a certain template or just wants to see some different, perspectives on certain gameplay. But I appreciate everyone who's been subscribing to the channel, helping the small, creator out. Thank you again for that. And I will catch you guys at the league. Yeah, take care, y'all. And thanks again for watching. See you.